Good morning, friends, followers, my wonderful subscribers, my army of Trevites and cultists. Thank you very much for continuing to watch my videos and support my channel. It means a lot. Right, where are we? Tuesday today. For those that don't know, Tuesday is bin day where I live. Yes. To be honest, I woke up this morning at about 5 o'clock, forgot about bin day, had to go and put my bin out, and then I brought them back in. Not only did I bring my own in, I brought other people's in. Why not? They sometimes do it for me. Anyway, thanks for the messages. Wow, what a few days it's been. I am going to give a big shout out this morning, right now, to the Old Parachuter podcast. He had me on, well, he uploaded our podcast on Sunday morning at 8 AM. It's had nearly 3,000 views, and for that, I appreciate it. Now, there was one comment on there that I am going to address right now, because it seems that there's always an individual out there, and listen, I joined the military in 1994. I stayed with the Royal Irish until 2009, and the reason why I left the Royal Irish in 2009 was because after Herrick 8, I wanted to go and settle down. I wasn't happy with the way things were going. I had been earmarked, I'd been in front of the colonel, I'd picked up colour sergeant to go to UpTag in one of the training teams, and I turned it down, okay, and I left. Prior to that, I'd had a great time in Royal Irish. It was a great battalion, but I left it and I just walked away. Now, several years later, what happened was this. And go and check for yourself, I had a Facebook group called First Into Singing. It's still there. It's got about 44,000 people follow it. Anyway, I don't use it anymore. I actually handed the admin of that group across to someone else, and they do whatever they want with it. But this is what happened. So several years ago, a soldier who I can't mention in Northern Ireland went missing. He was suicidal. He had served with me in Afghanistan. He was well known. Great guy, actually. And he went missing. And I found out about it. He went missing. And I was asked to use my group page on First Into Singing, which had a massive reach. Could you put a post out, Trevor? And if anyone's living in the area where this guy is, and veterans, could we get together and do a search party to go and try and find my husband? And I'm like, yeah, sounds good. Or find the husband of... Anyway, I did, yeah. And I put a post out on that page. Now, it was seen by thousands, but an individual who was a current serving warrant officer in One Royal Irish posted a comment on there which was horrific. It was horrific about the missing soldier. Now, I had calls from people, guys who had left Royal Irish and were now sergeants in the Royal Scots, and a guy who was a sergeant major in Royal Irish said, Trevor, do me a favour, can you remove that comment? Take it down. And my only crime was going, no, actually. So I blocked the individual who posted the comment on my page, and I left it there for the world to see. And the world did see it. Media outlets from all over the UK contacted my old regiment and wanted to find out why a serving warrant officer would post such horrific things, and I left it there. Anyway, and this is the fact. Now, at the same time, a good journalist that I know called Sean Raymond called me and went, wow, Trevor, that's unbelievable. It's going round. All the defence editors are writing about it. What do you know? Anyway, so there was an investigation launched by the Special Investigation Branch, the SIB. They launched an investigation into the serving soldier. While there was an investigation into the serving soldier, I was not allowed to enter One Royal Irish Barracks, which is a bit silly because I hadn't been to One Royal Irish Barracks in 10 years and I had no intention of going back. Once you leave, you move on, you don't go back. So I was like, okay. So what had happened whenever they launched an investigation into this warrant officer? They needed to separate us. So the commanding officer put a picture of me in the guard room and said, this soldier's not allowed in camp. Now, one of my friends at One Royal Irish took a screenshot of that and sent it to me. And I sent it to Sean Raymond. And I went, look at this, Sean, can you believe this? This guy's under investigation and they banned me. So my friend Sean Raymond wrote that story on my behalf. I think it was the Sunday People. It was a Sunday magazine anyway. Wrote that story. So that story was my story that I put out. And I'm glad now I've set the record straight, because a lot of people think, oh, Trevor was banned from camp. Yes, because of a serving warrant officer. I'm not going to mention his name, but there we go. I'm glad I put the story straight on that. Anyway, where are we now? Let's move forward. And I'm not surprised that the things go on today. I've done a lot since I left the military, and while I was in the military, I've done a hell of a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's always the way. It's always the way. Anyway, listen to this. Sir Keir Starmer has just granted asylum to 70,000 migrants. He's given an amnesty on them all. They've all been given housing. They're going to move forward. 70,000. Now, I find that strange. Why can't he... What's wrong with homeless UK citizens? Why are we not doing more? If we can find money for that, why can't we find money? In fact, another thing, the Invictus Games in 2027 is now being hosted in Birmingham. Birmingham is £500 million in debt. The council collapsed a while ago. It was a Labour council that collapsed. They spent too much money, expenses. But the government has just funded £27 million to host the Invictus Games. Do you know what? The government have just given Birmingham and the Invictus Games 27 million. That's actually more money than the Veterans Affairs Office was given for the last few years under Johnny Mercer. Isn't that strange? They find money for stuff, you know. Wow. But there we go. Yeah. Just to let you know that if you are a British family and you're travelling to Spain, Portugal or Morocco, this week it's going to be 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're factor 50 or factor 100 or you'll get burnt. Right. Now I need you to comment on this because this doesn't sit well. I don't know why. It seems that we've just put the devil into 10 Downing Street and everything's just going to shit at the minute. Listen to this. A jihadi GP who is the leader of a banned terrorist organisation in the UK and who was under massive investigation for this has just been cleared. He's head of an extremist group. He's just been cleared by the NHS to return to work. That's why he doesn't have to treat soldiers or frontline service personnel like police or firemen. Wow. Yeah, but it's expected now. It's just expected. This nonsense is expected. Crazy. And for those of you that think that you can post stuff online and you have anonymity, you don't anymore. You don't. Just because you don't use your handle or you don't use your picture doesn't mean you have anonymity, because now police have special powers with charters to go into social media accounts and to find out your IP address, right? Just letting you know that. In other news, Joey Barton has been charged with malicious communications on Twitter. He's going to appear in front of the Magistrates Court on the 30th of this month for sentencing. Wow, eh? And that was just a few tweets. Imagine tweeting thousands of times about people. Imagine what type of sentence you're going to get there. Wow, eh? Anyway, listen, I'm going to shoot on. I'm going to have a wonderful day. I want to thank Combat Ready Headquarters for the hat that they sent me. It's a lovely hat. I actually enjoy this hat. I might take this away when I go abroad. It's a lovely hat. But anyway, listen, thanks for all your messages. I do read them. Thanks for those who have signed up on Instagram. I do appreciate it. And please keep leaving your reviews here. I do appreciate that as well. Listen, have a wonderful day. And remember, people only talk about you because they've lost the privilege to talk to you. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.